Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday on this President's Day. And I'm out here back on the trails with my buddy Caylah. And we're here to bring you some more tax and accounting tips with a little twist. So, as most of you have already started to file your returns, especially if you are you have a partnership business or S corporation, your tax returns for the business, it's due by March 15th. So you should definitely have already submitted all of your documents to your tax professional. If not, you might want to get a move on it or request to file that extension if you don't think you're going to be on time. So many of you started getting refunds because even though you have business returns, you still have to file your personal tax returns as well. So some of you may have already started to file and get refunds, or some of you may see that you owe, and you're going to want to know, well, why do I owe? Or why you keep owing every year? Well, the reason why you keep owing every year is because you're not doing proper tax planning throughout the year. So tax planning will allow you to sit with your professional every month or quarterly, sometimes it's every 6 months at least, or I don't recommend once a year, but if that's all you have to do it and you only can do it once a year, then do it once a year. But at least it should be 6 months to every quarter. Every quarter is ideal. Now, if you have accounting services, like I know my clients, they have accounting services with me, we tend to do tax planning throughout the year, and we meet every month and we're talking about their books, what they can do better, what they can subtract, and what they can do to save what they can do to pay the least amount of taxes, and what they can do to input in their monies into other vehicles like investments, like the retirement accounts and things like that. We talk about those things throughout the year so that when it's time to file their taxes, business and personal, that none of my clients owe if you work with me all throughout the year. That's a fact. You're not going to owe. So a lot of you don't want to do tax planning because you don't want to pay for the service. So you rather pay uncle all of this money at the end of when you file your taxes. You rather pay, like, I don't know, I'm just going to make up a number, 10 grand or more to the IRS, sometimes on a payment plan, versus paying whatever you're going to pay, $1,500 to $2,500, and get the tax planning done. And therefore, you don't owe that kind of money when it's time to file your taxes. Now, I would like you guys to make that make sense for me. You want to pay uncle 10 grand, but you won't want to pay a professional $1,500 to $2,500 for proper tax planning that will potentially eliminate that 10 grand or more that you have to pay when it's time to file your taxes. Make that make sense, because that math is not mathing right to me. So with that being said, a lot of you don't want to have your professional all up in your business. You don't want people to know how you're spending your money throughout the year. And I know that comes from a lot of us when we were children. We were taught, whatever, to not have people in our business. Keep your finances to yourself. Don't talk about what's going on inside the house, outside the house. Well, at that time, that was the information that they had, and that's what they worked with. Fast forward, we are not like that anymore. We shouldn't be like that anymore. Because if you don't, I'm not saying talk to everybody, because you shouldn't be talking to everybody about your business, personal or business. You should be talking to the appropriate professionals. So you find a professional that you trust, i.e. Shane the negotiator, and you disclose your financial information, and then we can properly formulate a plan to be able to help you. So you don't want to disclose a certain information because you're fear of being judged. Well, Shane is going to look at me and think that I'm bad with money and I'm not spending right. Yeah, you are bad with money and you're not spending correctly because you're not budgeting, but I'm not judging you for it, because believe it or not, I was you at one point in time in my life, and I end up, doing research, educating myself, taking a couple of courses, and now I can actually share my knowledge with you and help you so you don't be in this situation any longer and you can evolve from that. So no, I'm never judging anyone that sits on my appointments. I don't know about other professionals, and most of them most likely are not judging, because we see this stuff all the time. Most of us have experienced this ourselves. So we know that you're not the worst person in the world. You really isn't. And even if you were the worst person in the world, who cares? We're going to make you the best person in the world at the end of the time that you share with us. So stop being so afraid to share your finances, your financial struggles with your professional, so that they can better help you, so that you do not have these struggles year in and year out. Because I don't know about you, but I would feel some type of way if I'm in business for 3 years, and in those 3 years, I'm in no way further along than I was when I got started. It's like, and the reason why you're not further along than when you got started is because you're too stubborn to do the right things. It's like you're stubborn to reach out to the professionals. You're stubborn to relinquish some of the control to let the people who is best, that this is their profession, that they know how to handle this particular task. You don't want to relinquish that because you want to keep doing everything yourself. The reason why you want to do everything yourself is because you don't want to spend the money. You don't want to spend the money, but you want people to spend the money with you, but you don't want to spend the money with someone else. Make that make sense, because that math is also not mathing. So I'm about to give you a little secret. If you don't want to spend big bucks with someone else, people are not going to want to spend big bucks with you. And that's a fact. So, for an example, let's just say you coaches and consultants, because you are notorious for this, you don't want to pay for tax planning services. You don't want to pay for bookkeeping or accounting services. You want to even do your own taxes. But you are charging your clients 5 figures to get your coaching services. You're managing the money terribly because they're paying you this money. Some are not. But as you get the money in, the money goes out. So when you go to file your taxes, you're like, I made all this money, but I don't see it. Of course you're not going to see it, because you're spending it all over the place and you're not getting the help. But yeah, back to what I was saying. You want your clients to spend the money with you, but you don't want to spend the money with anyone else. That doesn't make any sense. And if it does to you, make that make sense to me. Hop on the comments and explain to me how that maths, because I don't know. So once you start investing in yourself, people will start investing in you. And it's just how the universe works. For many of you that are religious and spiritual and all those good things, you may say, God provide. I'm not religious, I'm not spiritual, so I don't say that. I say the universe, but it's the similar concept. You give what you will get back, what you give. So you give a lot, you get back a lot. Sometimes you get back double what you give. You don't give to get, but you should still give. So invest in yourself. And I'm not saying that only because I want you to come spend your money over here. Yes, I want you to come spend your money over here, but I also want to help you. That is priority number 1. It's not about the money for me, but at the same time, I still got to eat. I still got to feed Caylah. So I still need the money. However, my priority is to help you to get where you need to be. So you have to be willing to relinquish some of those beliefs that you have. Well, you can't afford it and you don't want to spend this money. You can afford it. You really can. You just don't manage your money correctly, so you don't see it. But I can guarantee you, if you work with me for at least 90 days or more, you will start to see more of your money in your bank account. You will actually see it. But you guys need to stop being so, I wouldn't say selfish, probably some a little bit. I can't think of the word right now, but stop being so tight, I guess. Stop being so, I gotta do everything myself, because that's whack. You can't keep doing everything yourself. So start investing in yourself so that your business can grow and you're not stuck in the same place year in and year out. You should not be owing the IRS every single year when it's time to file your taxes. You should be paying your estimated taxes throughout the year and doing proper tax planning throughout the year. So when you're filing your business tax returns for those partnerships, S Corps and C Corps. Those are the corporate business taxes. When you are filing those taxes, you're filing it. S Corps and partnerships are for informational purposes only because they don't pay taxes. You as the shareholder and the member, you pay the taxes when you file your personal taxes. C corporations, of course, they are double taxed. So the corporation pay taxes and the individual pay taxes also. That's the only one that has a double tax. But when you file those taxes, you don't owe anything because you've already taken care of it throughout the year. You have paid the appropriate amount based on the income that you made that quarter. It's not annually, it's per quarter. And you will not owe $10, $15, $20,000 like some of you are out here owing. Like, are you insane? You really want to keep spending that kind of money every single year when you could be doing so many other things? Changing your business type. Caylah, come here. Changing your business type so that, Caylah, come here, we gotta cross the street. Changing your business type so that you don't have to pay all this excess amount of taxes. So for instance, you might be an LLC and you're paying $20,000 in taxes because you have the wrong business type. But then you might switch to an S Corp, and instead of paying $20,000, you might end up paying $9,000 or $10,000. But then we do some tax planning and we give you some other strategies that you could potentially do to save you some money. Then you might end up paying $7,000. But that's not done at the time when it's time to file your taxes. That $7,000 is paid per quarter throughout the year. So you don't feel it as much. You don't feel it as much. So does that make sense? So you're paying roughly around what, like $1,500 roughly every single quarter? I'm sure that's more affordable for you to pay $1,500 every 3 months than $7,000 at the end of the year. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys today as I continue my morning hike. And until next time, but wait, before next time, I need to give you guys my link. So on IG, click the link in the bio to sit with me when you guys stop being so stubborn so that I can help you make your math start mathing. And if you're on Facebook and everywhere else, click the link below, up top, sideways, wherever you can find that link, bit.ly/SD negotiator, and sit with me and stop being so stubborn. So until next time on our morning hike and chat with myself, Shane the Negotiator, and Caylah, my hiking buddy, you guys have a great day.